Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue practicing revising our work, but we're going to add a new thing to think about in our writing. As I've seen some of your examples that you've sent to me, I've noticed a couple things that I want you to think about when you're writing, and that's the parts of a sentence. So let's turn and look at my chart that I have over here. I have a sentence here, and something I want you to think about when you're writing is these parts of a sentence. So I have a sentence here that says, "We are writers." And in the beginning of our sentence, it starts with a capital letter. There are spaces between my words right here. And at the end of this sentence, there's a period, and we call that punctuation. Punctuation tells the reader that you need to stop and take a breath, and there's more coming. And there's different types of punctuation. We'll learn about those later in future lessons. But for right now, I want you to be thinking about starting with a capital letter and putting spaces between your writing. So that's one thing that I want us all to be thinking about as you write your new stories. Okay, before I get started on my story that I want to share with you today, let's look back at our chart that I added the revise or add on part. We all know the parts to a story, how to write a story. First, you think of a small moment, and a small moment just means something that you experience that you want to write about and share about. Okay? Doesn't have to be a big long story, but by adding a lot of details to this small moment or experience, you're telling the reader about your experience. So first you think of a small moment, you draw the picture, you plan what you want to say, you write the words, and then you go back and reread it and revise and add more details either to your picture or to your words or both of those things. So here is my story that I want to share with you. Let me move our two posters out of the way. So the first part was think about a small moment. And I'm going to write another story about my dog, Scout. I forgot I was going to use chart paper for that. So sorry. Because I want to model how to use your crayons too today. So I want to tell you about something that Scout does. He follows me everywhere, and most of the time I really like that, but some of the time it's kind of annoying. So I'm gonna draw my picture first, and then I'm gonna write my words. So see, here is the floor. Like even right now, he's sitting right next to me. And I think I'm going to draw me sitting at the table. There's the table. And here's my chair. Okay, and then I'm going to he always likes to lay right behind my chair, so I think I'll write that. So here he is. Here's his tail. Here's his head and his little paws wrapped around. Here's his collar. He's laying on the ground, but he always lays right behind my chair. That can get, oh, sorry. That can get a little dangerous because sometimes I forget he's not there. I forget he's there and I trip on him. Okay, so I want to add some details now. I've got to give myself some hair, and I'm going to use my crayons for that. Add my eyes. Scout's kind of a yellow color. start writing. I need to plan what I want to say. Let's see. Scout likes to follow me around the house. I think that's a good way to start. So I'm going to start, and I remembered that that chart said parts of a sentence start with a capital letter. So I'm going to write Scout. I know how to spell his name, Scout. And I need to put spaces between my words. So I'm going to put a little finger space. Likes, finger space, to, finger space, follow me. Now I'm here to the end of my sentence, and I'm going to go all the way back over here to this side, right underneath the S, and I'm going to keep writing. Scout likes to follow me around the house. What could I say next? Well, when I get up, he always gets up, and he follows me wherever I go. So I think I'll write that. If I get up, he, notice I'm still getting those finger spaces. He gets up. End of that idea. Punctuation. Sometimes, though, that is kind of annoying, so I probably should write that. Sometimes it's annoying. Okay. All right. So I drew my picture. I wrote my words. Now I'm to that last part where we're going to revise. That means I'm going to reread, right? Make sure I have all the details in there, and I don't want to add anything else. So let's see. Scout likes to follow me around the house. That makes sense. If I get up, he gets up. Sometimes it's annoying. I wonder, I should probably say that I also like it, because I do like when he's around me. I feel safe. So I better add that too. Let's see, how could I say that? Most of the time, I like it. Most of the, I still got those finger spaces so that I can read each word. It doesn't look like one long word. Most of the time, I like it. Okay. Got a positive and a negative. I think that makes more sense. Also, I probably should add more to my picture, because that looks a little boring. So I'm in my kitchen. Oh, maybe I'll draw that I'm knitting here. So here's my little basket, and I have my string coming out. Here are my needles, and here's my project. So I could add some color to that. My knitting basket is blue. And here's my yarn. And let's see, here's my pattern that I'm looking at, telling me what stitches to write and make. And then maybe I'll draw my cabinets over here with the handles. And here's my counter. Here's my sink. Here's my bottom cabinets. So that looks a little more interesting. Maybe I should draw my light. There's my light coming from my ceiling, shining bright. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so today we talked about the parts of a sentence, starting with a capital letter at the beginning, putting spaces between our words so that it's easy to read, and then putting punctuation at the end of your sentence. And then we also went back and reviewed the revise step where we reread what we wrote and make sure there's not anything else that we need or want to add to make it more interesting or to help the reader understand it better. All right, so today when you go back to your writer's workshop offline writing, remember parts of your sentence and then to try that revising step.